Hey guys, Taju22 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 2. And this Let's Play is brought to you by MuchGames.ca, Insomania Game, and Views4 Network. So we completed the 4th Wily stage, and that one was pretty tough. But it was really the boss that was, actually, as well as the fact that I kept screwing up on the way to the boss, but aside from that, it wasn't really that bad. It really wasn't. But now begins a tradition that has started since this game, and that is the Boss Rush. So we now get to take on the 8 Robot Masters we have taken on before, only this time we have all the weapons that they are weak to. We just have to figure out, who's behind which portal. But you have to beat all 8 Robot Masters in order for the chance to take on Dr. Wily. So, with that said, let's begin the first Robot Master. I'm going to start with this one. I mean, there's no real good way to do it. I'm just going to start over here. So, let's start right now. It's Airman. That's it. Is that Airman? I forgot if it was Airman or whatever. Oh no, wait, that's that's Flashman. Sorry, that my bad. All right, well, I'll just use the Metal Blade then. Oh, yeah, not that bad. Not bad at all. In fact, because I had the weakness, he really wasn't much of a threat. Although I don't have the Crash Bomber, though. That's the only bad thing, is I don't have the Crash Bomber. And, but I don't really need it. I mean, it's just, I don't have it. That's all. Alright, well, let's go back into the portal right now. So we took out that particular Robot Master, so we don't have to do it again. But now, let's see. Okay, well, we'll go over here now. Oh, that's Woodman. Oh, by the way, Woodman is, not only is he weak to, the Metal Blade, but he's also weak to, let's see. No, wait, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. He's weak to Heatman's weapon, the Atomic Fire. Watch. Oh, and I missed him. And I got hit. So what happens if I lose? Oh, okay, so I don't have to do the whole thing all over again. If I lose all my lives at this point, I mean, I already saved to that point, so I don't have to do it all over again, but I'm kind of glad I don't have to do all the Robot Masters again, or at least the ones I did beat. So that's good to know. And I do have 3 or 4 energy tanks, but I mean, if I get a game over here, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not. I mean, since I did make a save state this time around, so I did remember to do that. All right, well, let's try Heatman again. Let's try again, and I'm supposed to press and hold the fire button to. That way, I can charge it up and deliver the most damage here. Of course, I keep getting hit, though. Oh, one more. Oh, I'm out of energy. Oh, and I didn't get that. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so now we're down to 6. Okay, well, let's see. Which one is this one? Alright, let's see who's behind number, I guess, door number 3. Oh, Crash Man. Well, since I have his weakness, it's not much of a problem. Alright, I might use one of my E-Tanks here, so might as well. And use Airman's weapon. Well, that didn't take too long. Yeah, because if I had gotten hit and I didn't heal up, I probably would have been dead. So, That was a good call on my part. Okay. Let's see, who's next? There's 5 left. I guess I'll go to this one. And it's Metal Man. Now, here's the thing. I think... I'm trying to remember... is it Quick Boomerang that he's also... Not only is he weak to his own weapon... Actually... Or is he? I forgot. You know what? Let me test out Quick Man's weapon. Yep, he is weak to the Quick Boomerang, but he's also weak to his own weapon, which I kind of find very, very hilarious because, well, you never have his weapon when you face Metal Man for the first time, but he is also weak to Quick Man, so I wanted to point that part out, so yeah. Okay, here we go. So now we're down to the final 4. Believe me, they're not going to last very long when I get through with them. Okay, let me go over to this one. Alright, so behind door number 5 is Airman. Alright, so I need to use the Leaf Shield. Ooh. Yep, didn't last very long. In fact, it only takes 2 hits with the Leaf Shield to destroy him. Yeah, not very bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so now we're down to 3 left. In fact, let's go to door number 6. And it is Quick Man. So, if you have, what you were supposed to do is have Flashman's weakness, but you can also use the Crash Bomber if you have it. But I don't have Crash Bomber. All I have is Flash Stopper, or Time Stopper, so I'm going to use it right now. Yeah, and what that does is it trains his health as Time Stopper drains. Now, I would highly advise against using it if you are doing an infinite cheat run, like my good friend Pika Pika Power did. Yeah, not very good to use on an infinite cheat run. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Alright, so once you used it up, then you have to finish him off with your own weapon. So here we go. Ooh. Yeah, if you have the Time Stopper, yeah, then Quick Man is not much of a threat. It's just that if you didn't, yeah, he's very tough. Because he moves around so much, and he does a lot of damage with his boomerangs, in addition to running into him, so that's something to keep in mind, though, as you play this game, so let's get back in. Okay, so now we're down to 2 left. And behind door number 7 is Bubble Man, and we are inside the water. So let's see. Let's see, what is he weak to? Because I know he's not weak to, well, actually his only weakness is the Metal Blade. Yeah, not much of a threat. Yeah, that's all I need to show. Alright. And by default, if I remember correctly, let me see. Who have I not fought yet? I forgot, actually. You would think I'd know that, but let me see. Which one is... Oh, Heat Man! I haven't taken on Heat Man yet. So that's the last boss I have to take on, so, well, let's do it! And as I've said before, Heat Man is a very tough boss, especially if you do not have his weakness. But it's just that if you do, he's not much of a threat. Yeah, look at that. Not much of a threat if you have his weakness. So, okay, let me get back over here. Back inside the transporter. Okay, so now this portal appears once you have beaten all 8 Robot Masters. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. This boss that's coming up is the toughest boss in the game. And the reason that it is because the boss attacks you from so many angles, and unless you have E-tanks like I do, if you are low on E-tanks or don't even have any, this boss is a pain in the butt. It's a real pain, because if you don't have E-tanks or anything to fill your health with, yeah, it's gonna be tough. In fact, I actually, on the first time I played it, I only had, or actually I didn't even have, or actually, yeah, I had 1 E-tank. I had only 1 E-tank, but the thing is, I used one during the battle with the 8 Robot Masters, and that was the only one I had. And by the time I got to the boss that we're going to take on next, I had nothing. And, I mean, I had 2 lives, but the fact that he just... This boss is a pain in the butt. But the fact is, I have 3 energy tanks, so if I need... So this is more or less the time to actually use them. I mean, this is really... I mean, really, to collect all those E-tanks, that's what you're going to need it against the boss that I'm about to take on. So, there's a number of weapons you can use. You can use... not Bubble Lead. You can use the Quick Boomerang, the Metal Blade, or just your standard weapon. In this case, I'm actually going to use the Quick Boomerang, because really, I don't want to waste the Metal Blade, and especially for... Actually, no, it's not the Metal Blade I'm worried about. It's actually the... Yeah, that's another weapon later in the game. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. But I do want to use Quick Boomerang, though, because it does do a lot of damage. So, in fact, let me just do this. Let me save here. That way, if I die, I won't have to go through all that crap again. But, you know, now that I've taken out the Robot Masters. But, yeah. Okay. So, guys, wish me luck. Yep, it's the battle against, Oh, okay, so it doesn't work there. Okay, so that doesn't work, so I'll have to use the Metal Blade here. Yeah, try not to get hit by the ship as well as the beams. The first phase is not that bad. It's the second phase that gives you a lot of trouble. Okay, now I'm going to need to use the E-tanks. So I'm glad I saved there before I went into that door, otherwise I'd be screwed. But that's why you need to use the E-tanks for. In fact, that's why you have to save up for this particular boss, because it is very tough if you don't have it. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Okay, so I can either continue to use the Metal Blade or go to the Quick Boomerang. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Use another E-tank. See, that's what they're there for. If you saved up, you're gonna be in much better shape than you otherwise would be if you didn't have it. Yeah, yeah, the second phase is actually the toughest phase of this particular boss, but... Yep, there you go. That's it. That's it. And I actually still have 1 more E-tank left to use, so that's good to know. Very good. Yep, that was not the final battle. And we get to fall down! And there's no music. There is actually no music in this part. If you think there's no music, there's no music. And unfortunately, yeah, I don't have a full supply of Bubble Lead, but it is important that you have it, though. But hey, at least I now have 1 E-tank to use, because this is the final boss. So let me take a moment to save, because I don't want to go through all that again. Not that you really need the E-Tanks at this point. The last boss that we just took on is indeed the hardest boss. I'm serious, because like I said before, if you don't have the E-Tanks, especially if you haven't saved up any E-Tanks, yeah, that boss is a pain in the butt, I'm telling you. But on the next episode, which will indeed be the last, we're going to take on Dr. Wily, and we're going to put an end to this right now. So FefnirMasamune, I'm coming for you, man. It's nothing personal, it's just business. This is Ju22, signing off. Take care, everybody.